Hello and welcome, fellow humans, to Bifington's YouTube channel and continuation of our Let's Play of the Direwolf20 1.20 mod pack. And today we are jumping back into refined storage and finishing up some things we need to do here to really get an auto-crafting system up and running. And also, we're going to use that system to get into applied energistics. We're getting into applied energistics so that we can have the Botania and the Ars Nouveau mana stored in large quantities without having jars everywhere. And so that's what we're doing today, and it's as usual. We're going to be working on this chest. This is the current status of the system. We have two network transmitters. One goes over to the functional storage system, 1,000 blocks away, and the other one goes into this hyperbox, which is where I decided to put all of the machines and autocrafters and things like that. So that's an automation center is over there. And that's a separate dimension, so it doesn't have to be far away. It'll not cause any lag, hopefully. Going in and out is going to cause some lag. And then this so-called purple, it's kind of like purple, colored is a grid. It's a crafting grid. And then we have the pattern grid as usual, where we make our patterns, doing stuff in here for modular routers. And then I have a crafting manager. This is what I was looking for last time. And this is kind of a sneak peek in here of a multi-block crafter. I think that's from Extra Storage. I can't remember what that's called now. But this is really a big structure. It's a 5x5 crafting multi-block. And this is how many crafting recipes we can put in. There's 18 pages in there. I'll share where that is. There's a netherite furnace that's remote. And the pulverizer for all three of those things are in the hyperbox right now, so you don't see them up here. And then we've got crafting monitor. So crafting manager, that's what I couldn't remember, and I thought it was disabled, but that's it. And then I found that on the refined storage wiki, as well as using an interface to keep things in stock. So this will keep anything you put in here, as long as it has a crafting card, we'll keep it in stock. And the way that works is that I can dig down here without, there we go, is that you use an external storage set to extract only. It won't put anything in there, and extract items out of there as needed. And it shows that it's, a little bit full. I don't know. I'm gonna hold about 10 stacks in here maybe. And so right now it's keeping quartz enriched iron in stock. And so yeah, back to the chest. First thing I'd like to do is not refine storage, but it's something that I've been missing for a long time, and that is an angel ring. Oh, for God's sakes. Angel ring. And we have all the things here for making the angel ring. I flew around the nether for the end for quite some time to find another end city that had a boat. I've only found two. I found a lot of end cities, mini ones. They don't have boats, and so we have hopefully everything here to make the diamond ring using that elytra. And then we can make the angel ring, which uses XP. Does that say here? Yeah. Player's XP, which is less than one level. The magic will disappear. So instead of doing that, we want to use an energetic one that uses power. And if we put that, so we've made that, and it holds up to, what is that, 3 million FE. And so since we have wireless charging, this thing will always be full. We only have creative flight at all times. And we just put that down here, and it should charge up pretty fast. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. So that is pretty much full. If we put in our baubles, hopefully have a ring available. Do we have a ring? Yeah, it goes right here. The angel ring has its own slot, I guess. Yeah. Let's say angel. It says angel ring has its own slot in there, so we now have creative flight. That means we can keep the jetpack off. We can use it to go faster than normal creative flight, I guess. But now we can fly this by double tap, and then double tap to come down, double tap spacebar, and then when we're down, we are not flying. And so when we jump over things, we won't take off into flight. And that has been annoying the living crap out of me for so long. I cannot tell you. And I've wanted to make the angel ring for so long. I've kind of held off, just like the Ars Nouveau inventory system, which has been, I removed it. It was only looking at this chest over here, which we don't need to look at, and one other chest over there. So, and so that's done. That's the first thing out of the way. And so now we're going to jump into applied energistics here, which is pretty unusual for me, since I didn't think I'd be doing that, but I'm only doing it because it's the only mods that allow you to store large quantities of mana. And so I've got all this stuff on there right now, so we can go into the hyperbox here, which is called the Automation Center. A little bit of lag spike getting in here, and afterwards it's just fine. So I have started some things in this hyperbox, the Automation Center 1. And right now we have the netherite furnace, and that's in here. That's all like the same things we've had before. And we can add recipes into this from the overworld using the inventory, the pattern manager. And here we have the network receiver. It's connected here as long as anything's touching this. And we have the pulverizer here, which is getting flint from an exporter, which is exporting flint in there. Good old flint. And then we have an importer in the back for taking the products out. And why is I turned my jetpack on by habit, I guess. And then we have all the recipes in here. So I've got the recipe in here for netherite scrap. So this is a really profitable way to make netherite scrap. This is the sand scrap, or netherite scrap sand. And you can then use that to make netherite scrap from it, and then netherite. And it turns 1 ancient debris into 5 netherite scrap. Yeah. So that's all good. And then here is the multi-block, and this is from Reborn storage. I think I said extra storage, but it's Reborn storage. And it's a 5x5 of crafting frames with heat conductors on all faces, so 3x3s on all faces. Then inside are 9 crafting CPUs and 18 crafting storages. So there's 18 pages. If I right-click this, there should be 18 pages, and it's putting it in here using the crafting manager. So I don't know where all these things are going. I guess they're only on page 2 right now. I thought there's way more than that. Yeah, there they were. So page 13 out here is full. That's unusual. I don't know. If you hold shift, you can page back 10 pages at a time if it's possible. So it's doing its own thing in there. So we don't have to have access to it. That's great. The next thing to do here is to get into applied energistics. And of course, you have to get the inscribers going first. And there's no AE2 stuff in here. So there's no advanced inscribers. But the inscribers now have been improved. So the use of the AE2 stuff, inscribers, it's no longer needed. All right, and so there we go. And then we need in here 2 extremely powerful laser nodes. Go right there. And so that should allow us to automate pretty much everything we need. And I did put in the wireless system. If I look at this, I've got the super wireless grid in here. And I'll show that when I get back to base, but there's a wireless antenna there. And it's a standard one with refined storage with a dimension card inside of it. And that made the refined storage system use over 8,000 FE per tick. And so I had to go into the overworld mine dimension and upgrade all of the solar panels to tier 7. And that used the dragon breath, which we had on hand. And so that's all been programmed, and we can make more solar panels as needed. And we're making, and also you have this other thing I learned. I'll show that later, but if you look at solar, you have these upgrades. And so I put in each solar panel has 5 of these efficiency upgrades. So it gives us a 25% total boost in its FE generation. So overall, with all 4 of those panels, it's like having an extra panel sitting there. So it's for free. Since we have so many materials, that's free, basically. All right, so we're done with that. This is later. That's good. All right, so we need a crafter on this, and it doesn't really matter how we do this, I don't think. There's a lot of ways to do it. I think I will just keep it thin. Keep it thin. So I can pack as much, so I can pack as much stuff in here as possible. And let's just flip that around. There, that worked great. Okay, so it's an iron crafter. We need one cable down here. Connect that. And there's something funky with these cables. I always prefer to click on a block. And so we need we need all of these templates here. And I don't think it really matters. If I click one, I can get all four. Okay. I think I just scroll forward. Yeah, scroll forward. One of each would be good. All right, so let's put those in here. The engineering press and calculation press. And this is the silicon press. And is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 of these printed logic circuits and only 3 of the actual logic processors. So there's 4 total logic presses. And there's actually a 5th one you can make that's for really large scale things. And probably not going to use that. I'm not going to use that one. All right, so we're going to be extracting out of here all kinds of things, but only the things that we need. And we're going to start off here, I think, by looking at what each one of these needs. So you can make all kinds of amazing things here, but that inscriber press is used with diamonds, and so we're going to put diamonds in here. If I can get in there. Why is it? Did I turn that on again? Or does it keep coming on? It's a force of habit, I guess. I can remind myself not to do that. Oh. Right here. All right, so we want to shut this off and we want to insert in there specifically diamonds. You don't actually have the diamonds. You just pull over the sprite over there. And so this should be Certus quartz. Yeah, don't. That's one thing about the angel ring. You will fall off stuff. All right, so this one is logic press and scriber logic press. And I think that is gold. Did I get it? Right on that face. Gold ingot, there we go. And so this last one has to be the silicon one, isn't it? Yeah, silicon, okay. And the system already knows how to make silicon. All right, so that means that over here we can do an extraction. And all that stuff should go in there. So yeah, the silicon would be a good thing to put in there. So you're going to extract silicon, go in there. Certus quartz. Diamond. And gold. Gold ingots. Okay. And I already know that the other thing that's going to be extracted out of there is going to be redstone. We're going to need redstone coming in. Right here. We're going to need an insert. Make some more of those. And we need to insert all of the processors. Logic processors? No. What is that called? Processor. Well, there we go. Logic processors. So we're inserting back in the logic processor, calculation processor, and the engineering processor. We need, going in here, we want to insert the printed silicon one, and we want to insert it on the down. Okay. Insert on the down, and then we want another one in here, and it's inserting. What side is that? That's north side, on the north side. North side, and we want to insert redstone in there. Redstone. All right, we need one more in here. No. We need this. Need one of these. Wait. That's one too many. What you got in there? Nothing. Okay, that's one too many. Get out of here. All right, it goes in here. And we need to put all of the printed things on the top. Up on the top. All of the printed. Well, not all the printed. These three printed. Calculation, the engineering, and the logic. All right, so I think we need one more yet. And this is going to be an extract. And this is going to be from the south side. I don't think it matters because you can only extract from that one slot. And we're gonna do one of these things anyway. We want to extract all the logic, all the processors out of here. And I don't think you really have to say, but I just feel better. Funny enough, things will work the first time that should never work. I don't know how this happens, but they should never work. And you know what? You go back later and you look at it, it stopped working, and you look at it, it should never worked. It happened many times to me in Minecraft. All right, so right here, we need to put in some patterns. And I think this will eventually be a floor. I don't know. I think this will be a floor. Probably not. Maybe not. Okay, probably not. Anyway, so let's put it one out. I want to put a pattern grid right here. And this is kind of awkward because energy is going to continue on that face, but this particular slot right here we can't use. So it makes a perfect slot for pattern grid as well as the pattern crafting manager. And we might need a cable here to connect those because there is no, right here, a cable right here would connect it. Yeah, so that should be, I'm getting used to that jumping. That should be all ready to go. All right, patterns. All right, we need to make some patterns here. That's right. So I need to do something right here. We need to exactly did up there. We need to, in the pattern grid, we need to put in exporter. Yeah, export. Do I have that with me? I do. I have one. I hope this is what that's for. Actually, I'm not sure if it is, but I'm going to use it for that. So put an exporter in there with the crafting card, and we want patterns. Patterns. Yeah, some patterns in there. Yeah, just put that in there. And that's another one that should not extract, but it's exporter, and it has to do it. All right, so it's putting them in there. Yeah, so it's automated now. Excellent. And I don't know if that ruins your immersion or not, but it's sitting on that. There you go. And so there we go. And this whole cable is holding all that weight up. Speaking of immersion, oh, and it's cantilevered to the ground. If only, I've thought about that. If only in real life you could put a block like that in real life, it would stick like that. You know, there's always some work involved. All right, so pattern grids, we need printed, and this should be on JEI two-way. We don't need these recipes. I just realized that. So that's already automated into the system to make this from the raw materials. So we don't need any of these recipes right here. Right now, for this engineering or logic processor, we just need gold. Just need gold. So I can shift, right, get rid of that and that, and such as the gold ingot. I'm going to get a cap lock on. It always happens right here. Gold ingot and silicon. So that's all the system has to provide is these three things. It'll make a logic processor, all that stuff. So these are not needed. So next processor is, thanks, buddy. This one, and this is Certus quartz, right? Yeah. So we need Certus. Shift right click at that guy out of there. Certus quartz in, again, silicon. All right, so that's all we need on that one. That's what's really cool about the processing recipes is that you can do anything you want in there. And it really allows you to think outside your usual processes. Like, whatever the system gives you, you just go ahead and plug it in and do it. It's plug and chug the whole time. No. There's some other things you can do. So it's really opportunity for creativity here, even though it doesn't seem like we're doing creative things. All right, and that's a diamond, I believe, right? No. Yeah, diamond. So right click that. Diamond and silicon again. And they all know where to go and how to get there. So there you go. And so if we could just go up here to this crafter right here and just put those guys in there. And that's all it needs. That should be all it needs. There's nothing else needed here. I need to connect up some of these things here. Do I have that? Yeah. So these two nodes need to be connected. So I just need to shift, right click that one, and then this one, and see the laser is going to connect them. And so we should be able to order some things. That should be pretty much done. If I do this, will that? Yeah. So we don't need that. We don't need to tell the system what to do. It already knows what to do. There's one more thing we need to do. I just do not need that. I might have to get rid of that jetpack. Just get me to remember this. We need them to have power. Completely forgot about that. They have to have energy in there. I think that's... Where is that getting energy from? That's a good question. If I put one right down here, and then link them, it should be enough. So if I look at this face right here, change it to extract, and that should be... Actually, it's probably better just to... So the empty sack of holding is really good for moving these nodes. There, now it's going to extract energy from there. And it's a little bit closer, that's even better. Yeah, we need this guy. So now we need to link this and that. And it did reach. Okay, going to go 8 blocks. That's more than close enough. And so that should have energy now. I did some experimentation before we started, and I don't know if this will work exactly, but I do know that this does not show that it has any power in there until it's actually needed, and then it gets the power in there. So I hope that works. That's all I can do. This moment. So putting in power in there. Power for you. Each face needs one. I don't know if I can do one for the entire node. So they all have power going in. And so now, hopefully that all works. And it's enough power. I'm going to have to upgrade that. We'll have to see in a minute. All right, so now I should be able to go in here and be able to order this. All right, start. The items should have gone to the chest. There they are, gone to the chest. Things should be happening. I see the things are in there. It's working. That's very good. That's pressing. I must be waiting for its thing. No, it's constant. No, what did it do? Where are the things? It can't be done already. Oh, I forgot to extract those out of there. So that's why you test these things. And I bet the silicon one is in here, right? So this is the logic circuit. And so we need, I'm clicking the wrong thing. We need one of these in here. And that needs to be on extract. And it's just the printed ones. Printed logic. I have to ask myself, is this the easiest way to do it? I think so. I think so. Is it really? I don't know. So extract that one. And yeah, they went up there already. And it worked. And it's come out. And so we should have... We have one... Do we have one in here? They get back in the system? Oh, I have to do an importer on that. Do I have an importer in here? I do. So let's get an importer on this chest. Complexity upon complexity, isn't it? And then I'm going to shift right-click this cable in there, and that should be it. Should be imported, and it imported, and now we should have it in the system. And there it is. We have it in the system. This has to be filtered. That's what's happened. You would think it would be... You'd think it would be a It'd be slow enough that wouldn't do it, but the intake of the laser nodes is not that fast. So you want this to be a whitelist. Only those things come in. Okay, that's what happened. Let's go ahead and get that redstone over there. And cancel that. And let's do another one. Oops. Yeah, let's do another one here. That's making the silicon right there. It's all pretty slow now. There's no acceleration cards in there. Yeah, it builds up the energy and then it does it. Otherwise, it has no energy in it. That's interesting. They don't carry any energy in there. So it means we have our other processor. Okay, the last one is engineering. Can start that. Right, with the redstone in. I saw the silicon go over there. And I don't think we can see the diamond when it's below the level. And we're waiting on it. Will it not make it in? It made it out. Made it in. We didn't extract it out of there? I think. Well, that's why we test things. It's a comedy of errors. That's why things take so long, I guess. I haven't done this in a long time. All kinds of excuses and I don't understand. What am I extracting? The wrong one. It should be engineering one, isn't it? Yeah, there it goes. And you're extracting out Ceres quartz. And I've got the thing back on again. Oh. And you do the gold one. Okay, shut that off. Get used to that thing again. All right, so I think it finally worked. One more error in the system was found. Okay, so all of them work. It's been fully tested. That should work. Okay, so the system, I'm going to certify that it's being done. And by the way, I did make a video of how I built this, and I'm sure the wonderful and long-suffering editor will drop that in whenever they get a chance. Okay, just putting together a Reborn storage crafting frame, and I made a 5x5, and just the outside edges have to be the crafting frames. And then each face has to be filled in with heat conductors. It's going to be conducting right into bedrock. Well, that's not sure if that's okay or not. And so now we have it's basically a 3x3 interior is now set up. We can now put in the CPUs and the storage. So the CPU is going to dictate how fast this thing is going to run. And the crafting storage is actually going to store the recipes. And I decided to go with 9 of these CPUs, so it'd be fast crafting. And you can always come in here and change this if you don't want it being that many. It seems right now that I said that, it seems perilous. If you can use that word perilous to do that, because if you break this open, what's going to happen to all your crafting recipes? Are they going to go away? I guess we're going to test that at the very beginning. I'll have to test that. Okay, so you got the crafting CPUs in there, so it's a fast crafting system. And now the crafting storage is, I think at least each one of these is going to be a page. They should have 18 pages. Basically, it's like 18 netherite crafters in there. So that's all full. Now I'm going to finish this and make the multi-block by putting in the heat conductors. I didn't see like... All right, so it did make the multi-block. It didn't do anything different. Yes, that's a lot. We have 18 pages. Exactly. Okay, good. Challenge. The next thing is Fluix crystals. Fluix crystals. This is to be done in-world submersion, and there's no, as far as I know, there's no seed for this like there used to be in AE2 stuff, and the growth chamber. No, we just have these little guys. And gosh, this is going to be accelerated and stuff. I don't know how long that takes. Yeah, so I've never done this before. Let's have some glass. White clear glass, please. Right there. All right, so to make this, for this next step, I would like to use modular routers. Fine. And then I want a modular router. I can put it right here in the front. Yeah, that's where I want it. Yes, yeah. All right, so glass here, temporary spruce block there, glass here, and then glass here. And then I want a modular router. Yeah, modular router. I want that guy right here. I kind of thought this up. I haven't tested this, so hopefully it works. And I want it facing this block. All right, modular router. I think the way you put it down, it faces you. I'm going to have to disable this thing. I keep turning that on by mistake. I'm going to take that out so it forces me to get used to flying properly again. All right, so we put a modular router in here. I just tried to turn it on again. That has been developed in a forcing habit, muscle memory. All right, so there. All right, it's facing this direction. I don't think this needs power. So we need to do two things, right? First we need some water in here. And we have a spell for that, Aguamenti, from Harry Potter. So we have some water in there. And now we need from modular routers, we need this other thing. Just routers. There's too many modular. Too many other modular things. Right, so I think we need tier 2. Sorry, tier 1. I'm gonna make that, yes. Go to tier 2. I think that's a little bit faster, or we don't really need the range. So then we need what is it? What do I make? Senders. Yeah, senders. And we need pullers. Oops, yeah. Make that stuff. 2 puller. Okay, and now that can go into here. Just put all those guys in there. And you can shift click stuff into the crafting manager because that's at the very top. Everything else is showing up down here now. Oak diamond chest. Now it's counting as 2 of them. There's 2 oak diamond chests. It doesn't really matter. I don't think I'll be accessing that remotely. All right, let's make the pullers. Tier 2. And this. All right, we have a sender and a puller. All right, excellent. So we want to pull. Why wouldn't it work before? I don't know why. I was doing space shift, and I guess that wasn't not a thing. Okay. So we have a different order of things. You want to pull things in. The appropriate things need to be pulled in. Whitelist we need, again, this charred certs quartz, redstone, and nether quartz. Yeah, none of that stuff, anything. Okay. That's the first thing it's going to do, to pull that in from that chest, and then it's going to send out. And I think it's a good idea to say specifically what it sends out, otherwise things go back and forth and never do anything. Ignore that, it's a whitelist. Only this thing gets to go back. And this should be the order of operations. You should pull that stuff in, it should drop it in the water, then it should vacuum up the Fluix crystal and send the Fluix crystal out. So I don't know how much this can handle. We're going to try this whole thing again. All right, let's make one of these. Come on. Ooh, the stuff's in there. Dropped it. Pulled in. I think it made 2 of them. Oh, I need to put another importer on there because it will. There's no mechanism for bringing that back in there. Yeah. I need another importer. I didn't have one in here. I'm just gonna make 10 of them. And you have to say specifically what to make, what to import. So it's waiting over there to be imported, and I can just go right here. And I want to import this stuff. There we go. And if you look at that now, we should have You get 2. Okay. So that recipe is not quite right. Let's fix that recipe, or actually redo it. Yeah, that's only 1. We get 2 for that. Let's see that coming. All right, get out. This guy, it does say 2. Does it say 2 in the recipe? It does say 2. Okay, so it is right. The recipe's correct. Okay. We get 2. Oh. So that worked. All right, so now let's try 10. Stand back. And what I probably do is encase that in glass, so that stuff really can't go anywhere. I wonder if I should be using growth accelerators on this stuff. Well, I don't, oh, is this thing doing something bad? No, this is a whitelist, isn't it? That's a blacklist. There's the problem right there. It's not pulling. How did it work then? How did it even work? Whitelist only that. How did this ever work? I don't know. Anyway, that was the problem right there, is that this importer is set to a blacklist. It should not have been bringing that in, but it was somehow working. And so the importer was pulling out things that we needed for the recipe. So that's what's going on there. Let's put that stuff back in there. And we should have some Fluix. Did I get that out of there? Somebody actually made it. And let's try that one more time. There, now it's got redstone in. And everything just be sitting there waiting. And I hope that's still working. Yep, that's still going. Pick the rest of it up. Come on. That's slow. Is it that slow? All right, so let's see what happened. We have 10 of them. So it does work now. I don't even know how it ever worked. And we're going to close the episode now. So thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.